Hosted by you/Western_Club 9954. I, 25M, have a younger brother, 18M. We grew up in a very Christian household, and I left as soon as I could. My brother and I were never really close because we were very different growing up. About 3 weeks ago, my brother showed up at my door. It was a bit strange because we barely see each other. We had a few drinks, and he started crying. He said he came out of the closet, and our parents kicked him out, and he has nowhere to go. He's been staying on my couch ever since. I went home to collect his stuff, and the language our parents used about him was utterly disgusting while I was packing. I am worried for him. He doesn't leave the house, and I think he started cutting himself again. I'm not 100% sure, but he has a history of it, and he's gone from, I'm into guys, to, I don't want to be like this. He's also saying he might go home to our parents and sort out his attractions, whatever that means. I'm not at all equipped to deal with this. I've offered counseling to him, but he doesn't want to speak to strangers. I've flipped out at my parents to sort themselves out, although that was completely pointless. My girlfriend has a friend who is open about his orientation, and I got her to invite him over, but that did not work. I just see it going one tragic way for my brother. I don't know what to do. Edit. Thanks for all the replies. I just booked a cabin for me and my brother tomorrow. It's a nice peaceful spot. I go there sometimes to clear my head. I don't think I can do much about who he finds himself attracted to, but I can at least bond with him over fishing and stuff. He will probably hate fishing, but we can do his thing next time. No girlfriend, no kid, just me and him and some peace to hash things out. Update 1. First off, thanks to everyone for all the replies. There was some brilliant advice. It was a 3-hour car journey, and it was a little awkward at the beginning, but eventually, I explained why I left home. I admitted I was wrong not to make an attempt to keep in touch with him. I reiterated that I was glad he came to me and that I liked having my brother back. He asked about Emily, my girlfriend. I said something stupid like, bro, stay in your lane. I get the girls, and you get the boys. He actually kind of laughed at it. I decided for the rest of the trip, no walking on eggshells. The girlfriend wasn't there to keep me in line anyway. We headed out on the water in a rowboat, don't ask, and I decided to freak him out by rowing against him, and we started going around in circles. The boat hit me, but he was laughing. When we got out on the lake, he asked what my parents had said about my kid, and I told him. After our meal, we went for a stroll, and he said, I don't want to be attracted to guys. I don't see any life in it, and people will look at me weirdly. To that, I said I didn't want to be a teen dad. I didn't see a life in it, and now I couldn't imagine my life any other way, and that he's not good looking enough for people to stare. He called me a twat and said, you know what I mean? I said, forget me, forget our parents, forget religion. Forget everyone. You can wallow in self-hate or you can try to accept it. He asked what I would do if I were him. I said, I'd be completely jealous of my older brother's good looks. He jabbed me lol, and I said, if I were him, I'd try to realize our parents are not the place to be right now. I would try to accept what I am and realize it won't change. I'd get a job, even if it's only part-time, and I would try meeting my devilishly good-looking brother halfway because he's completely out of his depth and is only trying to help. He jabbed me again, but I got him smiling, though. He then asked if I had any regrets about my relationship with my parents. I said no. I said, when you have a kid in 15 years' time with your guy, you'll understand how odd they are being. My daughter could tell me anything apart from she's a Liverpool fan, and I'd still love her. We got back, and I threw on a movie with the hottest male actor I could think of, Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man 2. Anyway, hopped on the bed, and he brought over a chair. I was like, what the heck are you doing with the chair? Hop on the bed, you dope. He was reluctant. He found it very awkward, but as the movie went on, he got better. During the movie, I said, you asked me what I would do if I were you. I would definitely do someone who looks like Andrew Garfield if I were you. He called me a twat and hit me again, but smiling. Next morning, I packed up our stuff and chanced my arm heading home by asking him to have one pint at a gay bar. I told him we could pick a booth in the corner, you can pretend you are straight. No one will know you. He really didn't want to, but I reminded him I'm the better looking brother. I'm not, by the way, and he jabbed me again lol. He agreed to go in. It was very early, so it was quiet. He got a seat, I got the drinks, and then I got hit on lol, funny interaction. We had a quick zero booze pint and left. In hindsight, probably too soon to go to a bar, but he was fine. He told my girlfriend we went into a gay bar. She roared with laughter that I was there. I told her I turned down a guy who was up for anything at 12:30 in the day. I said, there better be good bedroom fun tonight or I know where I'm going tomorrow, and she hit me and said he'd be doing her a favor. I asked, why the heck is everyone hitting me? And my brother said, because you're a twat. The one thing I learned is I'm his brother and not his parent. I'm not there to fix things. I'm there to be a bit of a prick and not take myself too seriously around him. Even if it's just 2 days, at least he's chatting and not totally down in the dumps. Thanks everyone. Update 2. I'm just going to note some big events of my brother coming out, and someday when he's ready, I'll give him the account to look back at. Yesterday, we visited our parents at my brother's request. I was totally against the idea because I mostly thought he would move back in with them, and I finally thought he was making some progress. We arrived at the house. Both were disgusted to see us. I contemplated which one of their two sons they were most disgusted by. Lol. We sat down. They offered me a cup of tea but not my brother. I found that odd, but anyway, I declined. They asked why we wanted to visit, and before I could answer, my brother said that the last time he left, he was in a bit of a hurry and didn't get to say a few things. He said something along the lines of how he doesn't like that he likes men. I was surprised and impressed at how his voice did not shake, but he said that at some point he will probably get used to that idea. He then said he will probably never get over how his parents treated him. He mentioned that when they are old and gray inside a care home, they will always be reminded of the two sons they threw away when they see other residents have visitors and they have no one. He went on to say that he'd love to have a relationship from afar if they ever wanted to, but for now, his life revolves around me, and he touched me on the shoulder. The look of disgust, especially from my mother, was disgraceful. He said, "I'm done," and walked out. I walked out after him but turned around and gave our parents a few choice words. They said, "How do you let him touch you? We knew you were a bad parent, but letting him in the same house as your daughter is a low even for you." I replied, "Oh, that's why you didn't offer him tea? Well, Mom, Dad, I won't be taking parenting advice from you, no offense. I actually want my daughter to visit me at the care home." I explained that the really sad part is if they went out, apologized, and gave him a hug, they could still have one son in their lives, but they are sad little people with sad little beliefs. I got in the car, said everything was fine, and mentioned that we went all the way up here for a 3-minute speech. We laughed it off. Update 3. I'm very proud of him. He's got a job working in a kitchen, and he loves cooking. He started on Thursday. I know how tough it was for him to go out and start working with everything going on, but I'm proud of him. He is also looking into a teaching course for September. Hold the F on, bro. I'm a mechanic. Don't be upstaging me with your teaching, Lamau. The benefits of already disappointing our parents, I suppose. I think he is putting being gay out of his head a bit and focusing on other things. I believe achievements like getting a job or enrolling in a course will show him that his perceived handicap, being gay, isn't actually a handicap.